It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and let's take a look now at what's going on in Oyen Netball, but more importantly than that, Sunraysia Netball across the Sunraysia area. Oyen United Kangas, they had a tough one on the weekend against the top side Wentworth, and the head Kanga joins me on the line to tell us all about it. Caitlin Vine, how are you, mate?
Yeah, we're good. We're going good down in Kangaland.
Yes, they're a good side though, Wentworth. You hopped down in the cars and up the highway to take Wentworth on their soil, and they beat you by 16 in the end, 56-40. They're just a bit too good.
Yeah, too good. Lots to take away from the game. We had a really tight first half and kept up with them really well. Not entirely sure what went wrong. I mean, lots of little things, throwing easy balls away and things like that, which is obviously disappointing. But, man, they're just a well-oiled machine and they just do not stop. I think, if anything, they grow and grow and grow as the game goes on. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with, but still taking lots of positives away from the game.
Absolutely. And, look, you try and break this down like a coach. It's 16 goals, sounds like a lot, but break it down a little bit and you'd say that's 8 turnovers that you gave them the ball 8 times. If you kept it and scored yourselves, there you go, scores a level. So break that down even further, it's just 2 turnovers a quarter as a 16-goal margin. So you're really not that far off.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just little things, just treasuring the ball a little bit more. But it was great to play hard against them and have a bit of a chat with them afterwards. And, yeah, I think that just makes us even more hungry to compete against them in finals.
Yeah, well, and that's when it matters. Learn what you can now and get it right for the major round. So how'd the rest of the club go? They're a pretty strong unit throughout the grades, aren't they?
Absolutely. I think if you watch their C grade and even their C res, you wouldn't think that they're in that league. They're very, very strong. We unfortunately were actually, I think, beating them in the B grade initially and then just dropped off and they came away with the win. C grade had a bit of an unfortunate loss. C res had a fantastic game against the top side and only lost by 10, which was really, really good to see for the C reses. 15-2s had a draw, which is really exciting. And our 11-1s, of course, always the 11-1s who never score, but I actually umpired that game and our 11-1s smashed it and they are improving in leaps and bounds. So lots of positives, not a lot of wins, but can't be too upset about it.
Exactly right. All right. So the Kangas going okay. We'll talk about what's next for them. Wentworth will have the bye in round 12, but we'll get to that in a minute. First of all, there were some other tight games throughout this comp. Imperials took on South Mildura, and it was South in the end, 49-47, winners by 2 goals in a thriller.
Yeah, interesting game there. Fantastic to see South get up at 2 goals. I think South have had quite a lot of games with that 2 to 3 goal margin, so they obviously just seem to push when it matters. But yeah, nice, tough game there.
Well done to them. The other Mildura side, Mildura, had a win away from home as well against Merbeen. They beat them by 11 goals, 56-45. Merbeen probably maybe a little bit closer to that margin than maybe what we thought it might be. Yeah,
100%. I think looking back, we lost to Mildura by 8 goals, I think. So Merbeen not too far behind. So, you know, that's really interesting to see as we look into playing Merbeen next week. But good effort by them and, yeah, Mildura staying solid.
And the last match, only 8 goals in this one too, Irimple and Robinvale Euston. So Robinvale Euston can't quite crack it for a win at the moment, but they're if this is the bottom side that can't win a game in a competition like this, well, your comp's pretty healthy, I would have thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a bad loss there. And I think Irimple now have solidified themselves in the top 4, I think, in the ladder. So I think they're on the same points as us. So it tightens things up a little bit at the top. But, yeah, still not easy wins on any account.
Definitely not. In fact, let's have a quick check of that ladder. Wentworth, as we know, they're on top, 10 wins, but that's where it gets interesting. Mildura, 8 wins, so they are on 32 points, and then the logjam starts. There's 3 clubs on 22 at the moment. They are Oyen United, Irimple and South Mildura. Oyen has a game in hand over Irimple and South. who have both played 10. Imperials have played 10 and they're on 16 points. Redcliffs are still in the hunt on 12 points, and Moorbeen, maybe that's a stretch. They're on 10 points and there's not many games left. So, but yeah, between third on the ladder and seventh on the ladder, everyone there's still a chance, and there's not a huge percentage gap between them either.
Absolutely. She's pretty tight. So looking into this week and obviously the next few weeks, we need to have some serious wins if we want to really solidify that spot. Where it feels like we're getting to the pointy end of the season already. So, lots of work to do and lots of exciting stuff ahead.
It feels like that because you are. We're around 12 of 18, so running out of games for those chasing pack teams that are trying to get into the four. One of them was probably, like I said, maybe a bridge too far for Moorbeen, but they will be heading to Blackburn Park, and if they want to play finals, they're pretty much going to have to win nearly every game, but certainly games like this one against your club. So, of course, you can put pay to any sort of potential challenge by knocking them off this week.
Yeah, well, that's the aim of the game, I guess. Hopefully we can have a really solid win against Moorbeen, but they seem to be just improving and improving. It's definitely not going to be anything easy, and we get along quite well with Moorbeen too. So no doubt there'll be some laughs and some really tough hits. So looking forward to that. I know a lot of our other senior teams, this is a really important must-win week for them, and I know Moorbeen's juniors are really quite strong as well. So our juniors will be having a tough round. But all in all, we're really excited to have a home game. We haven't been home for a little while. So,
any function plan post-game? I'm sure you'll be up to something, you guys.
Yeah, no doubt. Back to front draw this week. So not too late to get your tickets. You could win $2,000 if you're up for it. Grab a ticket and should be a really good night.
There you go. Blackburn Park this week, Owen United and Moorbeen. Other matches there in the seniors comp, or the A-grade comp, South Mildura and Redcliffs. Redcliffs have to win to stay in the hunt. South Mildura win for them, and it keeps them in touch with the top four. I mean, they're level on points with them now. So big game for both teams. Absolutely.
This was the game that Redcliffe won earlier in the season. So I'm sure South will be very keen to put them back in their place, I guess, and Redcliffe will be keen to show them how they do it again. So this might be a really, really good game to watch. I'm hoping that Redcliffe can step back up. They've had a bit of a lull and hopefully give South a run for their money.
All right. Match of the round, Mildura and Irimple. Big game for both teams. I mean, pretty much every game's a big game at the moment with the ladder the way it is, but particularly for Irimple. If they could pinch a win here against Mildura, who are top two at the minute, could mean big things for their season.
Absolutely. I think Irimple can be underestimated sometimes. So I'm hoping that they'll really sneak up on Mildura and give them a bit of a shock. And I'm actually going to tip Irimple this week. I'm hoping they'll come away with a win.
Okay. Last match of the round, Vale Euston, who might be, as I said, the worst team in the competition, if that is even a right or a thing. But they're bottom of the ladder at the moment, and by rights in most other seasons, they probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that they don't have a strong team. It's just that they can't put those four quarters together. So they certainly give you a shock when you get out there with them to start with. And then, unfortunately, they seem to taper off. So Imperials should have a hard hit in the first quarter or two and then should hopefully come away with the win.
Yep. All right. Well, there you go. That is round 12 of matches in Sunraysia Netball this week. And Caitlin, good luck. Enjoy the back-to-front draw there at Blackburn Park, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you so much. Go Kangas.